pretty soon there's going to be no good people left to do anything, just the robots that abide. Yeah, I know. And that's really what it seems like, is that at least at the higher levels, it's leadership that shouldn't be in charge. But I think that in a way that, Trump has mentioned we needed before, like, not for a while, but how we needed this pause so that people could, really come to see what's going on. But I think some of that pause has been so that people that are, because let's face it, with all the monitoring of everybody and the surveillance, which I hate, I think that surveillance also is being used by people that want to know who the true problems are. So, like this chief nursing officer that I had that has no experience in psych, who just thinks that she's going to come in and nobody has any respect for her because she's she's two-faced. I think people like that. Those are the people that you want. It's the middle people like that. You want to see what I said a long time ago. A couple years ago, I've said it a couple times, and I don't know why I was saying it. 3 years ago, I was saying it in videos. I'm like, be careful what you go along with. I was telling people, be careful what you go along with, because we're all being morally tested. Really, that's what I think it is. Because and I think that more and more, because you see how at all these layers, at association levels, all these poor chief nursing officers that are making healthcare bad because they'll do what corporate says. And I think because they just look at, I have this great title that's going to look great on my resume moving forward. Yeah, I don't think it's going to help you so much, because you couldn't do the right thing. For too long, people like that have gotten away with their moral bankruptcy, and because they've gotten away with it, it's created more and more of that type person, which then demoralizes the rest of the people that do have good intentions. Because people, most people tell me, why fight it, Bethany? It's never going to change. Well, it's in my DNA. It's in my DNA, like, just to fight back. Because it's so bad. It's a good thing I work night shift, because the few times I did run into this chief nursing officer, it was before she started doing all of this calling and interrupting nurses during report and saying, you got to go do this. Like, no nurse does that. So she's literally just trying to find ways to make your life miserable. Like she wants you to quit. And I think she will pay a price for that. In a legal way. But she's under an association that she thinks protects her because it's protected by all the other associations. But I think all those people are going to be, first of all, if they're just going to be eliminated from having any power anymore in Washington. And then I think the people that were really putting people in danger, causing harm because of their poor decision making. Like, it's one thing to be a leader in some, as in retail or something, and you're rude, okay? It's not necessarily going to cause harm to somebody. But when you're a leader, a chief nursing officer, and literally the things that you're doing is causing harm to patients and staff, I'm sure there's some legal ways under a ethical system that can be gone after. So, this woman really that where I work, she shouldn't be thinking that this is going to look great on her resume, because I don't think she'll be having any more nursing leadership jobs after this one. I don't. I've never seen anybody be this bad. It's almost like I think she just doesn't like psych nurses, because she sees herself as an ER nurse and she's more important. And it's like, yeah, but you don't even realize that you put all the other patients in danger because you accept everyone. So you show that you don't do the right things. Under your leadership, more staff and patients have gotten hurt. Total disgrace. She's total disgrace. So I get what you're saying. Like, is there any good people around? Yeah, they're not given leadership positions. Not at that level. Because the good ones will leave. The good ones will stand up to the corporate and say, no, I'm not going to I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity and be a lowlife. I'm not going to sacrifice what I know my nursing profession calls me to do, and that's do the right thing, because American Nurses Association does nothing but make excuses for all their poor decision making. So it's ridiculous. So they're just not good leaders. They've shown that in their, I don't even know, 100-year history of being in charge of setting the standard of care for nursing, one of their very number one goals from the very start was to retain staff. No, they don't, because their goal wasn't ever to retain staff. They've been on board with migrating nurses here because of the UN's agenda for a long time, so they don't even really stand up for true American nurses. I mean, they tell them they do, but they don't. So when somebody like me, I'm not some expert, but I'm a good nurse, you know, I won't just do something because some corporate asshole tells me I have to do it. It's like, no, you're the bad one here. And if you want to fire me for that, that's fine. But we need to get to a place where, because they do that, those CEOs, those corporate people need to be held accountable. That's the way you stop all of this. And so I think it's gone on for so long that the bad people think nothing's going to ever happen to me. No, I think something's going to. I do. I've said before, people should really be careful with, no matter what field you work in, you should be careful what you go along with. Because I think everybody's being morally, not that there's a literal moral test happening, but in order to change this system around, you need people that have good moral values and that will stand up and be strong and do the right thing. And in leadership at these top levels, no matter where, we don't have that. They have a ton of education, but it certainly does not give them the right moral attitude to do the right thing. So I think they really just look at it like, this is going to look great on my resume. I get to call myself a chief nursing officer. Woohoo, but you suck and your staff has no respect for you, and you literally don't have any respect for them, and you don't even care about patients because you just say, no matter what, you admit. So what if that person got hurt? You still have to admit. Very, very uncaring nurse, somebody who shouldn't be a nurse. So, but I think that a lot of these past 4 years, and even before that, I was saying it, that there's a moral test happening right now that everybody's been under. Even if you're not a leader, is who are the people, because we have all this AI, because people are monitored even through their phone, everything. It's who are the people that are doing the right things, who are the people that'll stand up and do the right thing. Because those are the people that need to truly be in charge and in leadership. So that's how this system is going to come back on all of them. Because the American Nurses Association and all their little affiliates that go on to be in these nursing roles, they're so protected, and so they can be morally bankrupt, even though I don't know why somebody would want to be that way, but it's a sad state of affairs we live in. It just is. But it's that way because it's been allowed to continue like that. So then just more of them and more of them come out, and then as they become more morally bankrupt, what they do is they cause this demoralization on their staff. I mean, that's really what she's doing to her staff, is demoralizing them. And then, and then most people just say, why fight it? You can't win against it. Well, no, I think you do eventually. I think eventually a reckoning happens. So just like American Nurses Association had their racial reckoning, they have no idea the kind of reckoning that's coming for them. That's way, way bigger than that one. Because that wasn't even a reckoning. That was all politically a strategized move to push division. But a true, real reckoning is coming. And given that there's been too many chief nursing officers that I've seen come out of these associations that are not good people and don't have a moral compass, well, that's why you would need to watch and monitor and see who's the people that really should be in charge. And that'll put all those other ones to shame. Bye.